their success stories and experience, because we think that women need to continue to climb the ladder and be at the top. You're watching Canal the International. We'll be right back. Women as leaders and decision makers at all levels are critical to advancing gender justice and gender equality and to furthering economic, social and political progress for all. It's time for us to know.
That's correct.
That's Serene Arif. Is that the name?
Yes.
All right. You are the general administrator of one of the leading petrol gas company in Cameroon.
General administrator.
And you're the general administrator of one of the leading petrol gas company in Cameroon. Now, how do you feel today, being a woman?
Well, it's excited to be here today. And we think that through our advices and through our
Okay. We equally have Linda to talk about Lindy, equity and sustainability. How are you doing today, Linda?
Thank you, Maureen.
Now, what were some of your activities during the Women's Week, even though we are still in the month of March?
Thank you very much, Maureen. Thank you for having me on the platform. Good afternoon to you all, the panelists. Yes, of course, at the KD Build Group, we celebrated the Women's Week, I would say so. It was not just a day, and Women's Day to us is every day. We've made that a part and parcel of our organization to ensure that the women, just like men, have the opportunities to thrive in the company, to take up the positions that they are competent and have the skills to take up. For this year's Women's Day, under the theme gender equality and exchanging and talking with cultural transformation within the organization. Of course, our gentlemen were also there to support us, as always.
All right, thank you so much. We equally have Claire Dipita. She's also a very powerful woman. She is a principal of one of the leading private international school here in Douala. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
All right. Now, do you feel the impact of the bread price in the market? As a mother, do you feel the impact of bread price in the market?
My children are very European, so they don't eat baguettes.
Okay.
They have to have the English bread, as they say, and it's very expensive here.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything.
In terms of leadership, that's why we are talking about leadership, because a lot of women experience a lot of blockages. Let me put it that way, or have a lot of problems in terms of
several positions in Banco Bilbao Africa Argenteria, and then I moved to a major oil and gas company. I spent 19 years of my retail, which is the service station business, then B2B, business to business, and to audit, corporate audit, then senior management as commercial manager, then senior B2B manager, and then I moved to another company, which is Ola Energy, and where I'm currently general administrator. I'm also chairman of SCEFL, la Société Camerounaise Équatoriale de Fabrication de Lubrifiants, and I have a third company, which is LOSEC, Libya Oil Services, which handle mainly exportation of energy products.
Now, how do you manage the three? Is it easy as a woman?
Well, currently I manage...
Because I'm sure you have men in there who could manage even better than you, but you're there as a woman. So how do you cope?
I'm not okay with what you're saying, because I think that, first of all, there's equality. There is no a man acting or working better than a woman, or a woman doing better than a man. Both can. It relies on skills, on capabilities, on hard working, on a lot of experience and agility as well, adaptability, a lot of skills, may I say, and a lot of competencies, whereas some people have, the others doesn't have. That's why I can say when I took over the company, but the three men that were before me haven't done much. I was really correcting things that wasn't done 10 years before. So I see that a lady, a woman, as I am, is passionate, can be very passionate about her job, can dedicate her life for it, and really will take attention to all these details and will handle priorities, you know. We handle each companies, we try to ensure that they are progressing the right way, and we will prioritize things.
Okay.
So this is part of our management.
All right. It means at each stage, you try to prioritize, and you take your time in identifying what is important. That's a woman.
Exactly.
And then we're talking about Linda. Do you share the same experience? What's your experience at the level of your company in terms of leadership?
Yes, I do. I would agree with her. It's all about priorities. It's all about planning. It's all about organizing. It's all about finding the right balance between, your work and your personal life. And like I said before, as a woman, once you have the competence, the right skills, and you're able to collaborate even with your male partners, trust me, business would be good. I would always want to go back to the Harvard Business School study, which says that diversity is good for business. And as a female leader for over a couple of years now, say 4 or 5 years, leadership to me has been more of just shifting away from the visionary leadership paradigm to actually creating a space where I would give a chance to every collaborator to bring in their little piece of the genus. Because to me, that's the only way how a good leader and a female leader would work, making sure that everybody brings in the little knowledge, the little expertise, the talents they have to continuously innovate.
I don't try to underlook anyone along the path.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
All
Not
right.
at all.
All right.
Not at all. You're giving a chance to everybody to come on the board and bring their little piece so that you can time and again innovate.
All right. Claire DePita, what's your experience in terms of leadership?
So I'm a relatively new leader, so I've been a principal since July. And before that I was teaching for 10 years. And then before that I was working as an architect. And being a leader, I'm not going to lie, it's hard work. It's stressful and it's long hours. But if you have the passion and if you're determined, then everything seems to...
What were those qualities that saw in you to put the other position?
I think I'm very focused. I'm determined in what I do, so I like to get things done. People who know me know that I always have my little checklists of what I have to get done. So I always have my lists around. And I think as a mother as well, I know how to communicate with people. I know how to talk to people, no matter backgrounds or anything like that.
So do you think that from the time you were appointed as a leader of your school, there have been some changes, innovations, where you do some evaluation to what was done in the past? Do you think you're doing the right thing?
I hope I'm doing the right thing for my students, and they seem to be happy. They tell me every day that, school is good, they're happy at school, they're happy with their learning. There's always room for improvement, and we take those improvement suggestions seriously. Students will always come to my office with suggestions.
All right. Now, Serene, I would like to find out, was it easy to create your company? Was it easy? Was it so easy as a woman to do that?
I'm managing a company. But, managing a company is really...
Do you think it's easy for a woman to create one as a woman?
As a woman, at all, because on the 5th of March, we have celebrated in anticipation the Women International Day, where we have created a specific event to energize women in entrepreneurship, how to thrive and succeed in business. And this event gathered more than 200 women entrepreneurs, and some of them come to me and said, Cyril, now I'm 46, I just realized that I need to do a job, I need to have something, and then I said to them, it's never too late. It's never too late to open a company. And we have done a very good training as well, professional, on how to open a company, the legal requirement, the financial requirement, and funding, treasury management through the Afriland First Bank, as well funding. And the treasury manager was there, as well our finance manager of All Energy. We as well proposed opportunity for women to be distributor and retailer for LPG and lubricant, how they can go to the repair centers, car repair centers, the pit stop, and how to propose. We proposed for them ideas, an opportunity to be entrepreneurs as well. Giving them credit, paying by installment. All this is possible.
Yeah, what most women have difficulties having credits from the bank. Most women have complained it's so difficult as a woman to have that loan or credit to start something, to start a business.
Yes, the process of performing, a file to be sure to be granted the credit. All these steps were explained to these women by Afriland First Bank. So we were speaking about concrete actions to really get into and succeed in business.
You just said something very interesting.
Yes.
A woman at the age of 46 saying, can I still begin? Because the women will think maybe I've had 4 children, 10 children. Oh, age is on me already. I can't make it. I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50. No, I can't. It's the end of the story. There are a lot of women with that story, right? And they think maybe they cannot. You're working in a company, you're already 50. You think you cannot reach that position. You cannot. That's where you are.
Yes, of course. Fortunately, unfortunately, that's the context in which so many women find themselves. I am too old to create a company, or I started working in a company, I was probably 25 or so, and I don't think I would ever get to a leadership position when I get to 50 or before I go on retirement. But I don't think that is a position that I hold, because I know that, personally from my experience, I knew when I started working that I was going to get to a leadership position, and that's the will. It starts from there. As young as you are, you need to be able to set those goals for yourself. I did set those goals for myself. I started working when I left school, the university. I started as a front desk assistant, but I knew from that day that someday I would be a leader of a company.
You already had objective, you already had goals, you saw in you that ability to lead.
And so I saw that ability to lead, and then of course I had to put in hard work. I had to put in hard work, the determination, self-confidence, and to speak out. When I knew that I had a point to make, I made sure that whatever meetings they were, whether they're management meetings or whatever, I made those points.
And not hiding behind someone to make a point.
So I think that those are some of the qualities and the things, especially that self-determination that took me, from one step.
All right, Cyril, you want to add something to what she was saying?
I think all the women should break down all the barriers, okay? There is no age. I know women that started their business when they were 60, okay? If you are leader of a company, or even you are a mother, simple mother, taking care of your children, you can launch your business, you can do something. I have some friends of mine, they were engineers in a very big multinational company. Now he's opening a bakery. He's converting, he went for a training to know how to bake, the techniques. So I think there is no limit, even for myself. Maybe one day, I'm dreaming one day to manage an hotel, for instance, in a very nice paradise island, where I will take care of my guests, cook for them, take care of them. Yes, why not?
All right, do you think there's a certain education to attain in order to be a leader? Claire?
Education is important, I will say that.
Okay.
As a principal and a teacher. But it's also about belief, as they both said. If you don't believe that you will get there, then it won't happen. So you have to have that belief in yourself in order to achieve those goals.
Because the women will think that if you don't attain a certain level of education, you can't make it. Is that true?
No.
I wouldn't agree with that. Of course, like her, she said, education is important because you need the base. But again, I would insist on the fact that, setting your goals right and having that self-confidence in the things you want to achieve is key to taking you to that place. But again, we insist, yes, education is important because you need some competence and skills to be able to manage some level of,
They won't let you be a doctor without a degree.
Exactly. Without a degree. So you need those basic technical skills. But then it's just a path to taking you to leadership.
But it depends on what you want to do. Yeah. Right, Cyril?
Exactly. Even a college degree. I met some women that are really clever, they are skilled, they have competencies, ideas. They can create from butter, le beurre de karité, là, soaps.
Transform it into some other products.
Skincare products. They are not, they don't even have a bachelor degree. They just stop it at the college. But the product they are doing and the way they are marketing them is amazing. So if they can do it, meaning that every woman can do it. This is accepted. It depends on the innovation, on the creativity, on the ideas, and on the boldness of each woman to succeed in her business.
I love the statement, the boldness of each woman, which means that if you see another woman doing what you're doing, you can always go to the woman and ask her, how did you get there? Can you help me also get to that level? It's about that, right?
Exactly.
Having a support system around you.
Believe in yourself and show them what women can do. If other women have succeeded, meaning that you can succeed. It's not, before. When, I don't know how old are you, but
42.
Okay, so at the 80s or the 70s, when a woman was a managing director or a man, he will never say to his assistant that you can take my chair and sit here. Exactly. Never. Because he was so, so proud of himself. He was centered on himself. So management is something quite new. Leadership is something quite new that came with the 90s, the 21st century, may I say. But before, no. We were having this dictatorship.
Exactly.
This is just for me, not for the others.
We'll come back. We're going to be talking about the challenges of women in leadership positions. But right now, I want us to watch this jingle. We'll be right back. They say it's not always easy to be at the top, right, ladies? It's not easy to be at the top. There are a lot of things you do as a woman. There are a lot of sacrifices you make as a woman. Now, I want to find out, is it easy to manage a company as a woman? Let me start with Claire, Dipita this way.
Okay.
Is it easy to manage your school as a woman?
I feel like I have a different set of skills compared to a man. I can talk to other staff members easier and more freely than a man. Men tend to have an ego sometimes that they're the big boss.
So the men don't help you sometimes?
No, my second in command is a man, and he's so good. He's
so
very good.
All right, you do collaborate.
Yes, it's all about collaboration. If we don't talk to our staff, then what's the point?
And the women too, do they help you along the path? Because statistics have shown that the women will also try to block their female counterpart not to excel.
No, at my school, my team are very nice.
All right.
But I have encountered situations where a female will go and try to cause trouble for others to just get ahead.
Okay. Now, is it the same experience, Serene?
For me,
talk about managing a company. You have people behind you. Do they give you all your full support? Are they there for you?
I think it's an advantage to be a woman because a woman can wear different hats. A woman does have the empathy, so it will understand, it will coach, it will empower its team. And the team, finally, the power of leadership is when you involve, when you commit all your team and you move all of you towards one objective, is the success of your company. So a woman has this empathy, this emotional intelligence, may I say, that a lot of men doesn't have. It doesn't play only the power, but, the mentorship, the empowerment, the coaching of the team, and it wear different hats. For instance, I'm a specialist in finance and marketing, operations. Today I'm with you to speak about women. In the afternoon, I will be dealing with another energy issue, new product, quality. So I think that it's really an advantage to be a woman because you can deal with a lot of subjects, and as a woman, we pay attention to details. Without forgetting the big pictures. But details are sometimes very much important to succeed in your business.
Now, what are the challenges, Linda, as a female leader? What are some of the challenges?
I always want to look at those challenges like opportunities, like I told you. It's key for me as a leader to continue to maintain an open door policy, open up, make sure that all my staff have the chance to come and share their ideas. It's important. As a leader, you do not want to stay in this posture of the aha moment, I know it all, because of course no one knows it all. So you give them the chance to listen to them so they can share their ideas, and of course together you're able to innovate, you're able to think and to be able to come up with right solutions to solve different business problems. Again, just like Serene said, as a woman, there's this emotional strength that we have, the power to do many things at the same time. Okay, we you know, doing the little actions while focusing on the big picture, like she says, is key as a leader. So to me, those are opportunities as a woman. The fact that we have this tender nature and we are empathic and we are more open to listen, you know, to our collaborators, be they female or male collaborators, making sure that we're welcoming at all times. And yes, the challenges are there, but I always want to look at those challenges.
You don't want to talk about the challenges?
Those are opportunities.
Because you're telling me how you're surmounting the challenges, but we are not talking about the challenges.
The challenges they could be there, Maureen. I agree with you. The fact that I will come back even towards the women, I want to look at that part. Okay. Sometimes I don't even want to look at the male. I have personally and would see in the women organizations how we women are even our own problems. Okay. This sisterhood, this solidarity is what we need. And some of the challenges we face is because from other female collaborators, we don't get that bonding. Okay, we should be there as each other's keeper, pulling the hands of the younger generation. Yes, today I'm a leader, but what succession plan am I putting in place? What are the things that I'm doing to coach, to mentor other younger girls? How do I help them with my experiences as a much older collaborator or a leader today? So those are some of the challenges we face, and we need to, as women, whether in corporate organizations, whether in associations, whether in to be able to hold one another's hand and to work together. You know, I always say it, together we are stronger people. All right, Claire, what has been your biggest problem in terms of leadership?
So I'll start with my beginning. So when I was at school and I just finished my GCSEs, it was the day to choose our A-level subjects. And I always knew I wanted to do engineering. And I went to the teacher and I said, okay, here's my results. I passed technology. I want to do engineering. You went, you're a girl. Do you not want to do French? I went, no, thank you. And I did engineering. I was the only girl in the class. I beat all the boys. Okay. So that was the first instance where I saw this male dominance. Okay. And then I went to university. I did my architecture degree. And then I was like, okay, what next?
You didn't continue with technology or engineering at the level of university?
Not yet. That was the second degree. Okay. So after architecture, I did my engineering degree. And then I got married. And then I was like, okay, what do I do now? I had one baby, another one on the way. I went, okay, I'll do teaching. So then I became a design technology teacher, focusing on robotics, electronics, things like that. And then when you're a design technology teacher in England, if you're a girl, it's hard. All the jobs are for the old boys, the old men, who never retire. So there's never any jobs for females. So it was difficult those first few years. So eventually I found a very good school, and I worked my way up there, and then we came to Africa.
And it was so difficult to change your stereotypes?
It's difficult in England. If you do a design or technology subject, they expect you to be a man who can weld and use saws. And I was like, but I'm a girl. I can do all of those things. I know how to do all of those things. And they're like, but you're a girl.
All right. Is there a way to change your stereotypes, Serene?
Yes, for me, I'm breaking stereotypes since ever. I think I refuse completely stereotypes. I see since I think I was born, equality between men and women, so I don't have these boundaries, these stereotypes. So I'm just myself. Sometimes it's shocking. It's men. Sometimes I'm shaking them, and I think this is good because if you are self-confident, there is no boundaries, there is no limit. You go beyond the limit, and for you. The best will win at the end. So whether it's a man or a woman, maybe the woman will kick you out from your position and will get it. Simple as that. It's a matter of skills, it's a matter of strategy, it's a matter of as well agility, and who is very, let's say, very quick, very rapid, very smart to take the opportunity.
Okay. What has been your worst moments, the most difficult moments you've experienced?
In my life?
In your life as a leader?
Yes, it was 2020, the most horrible year in my life. Because, when I came back here, I took over the company. And I was thinking that it was a normal company, you know, oil and gas, which were used to, meaning developing products, selling and so on and so forth. But I came to. You were saying about we were speaking about challenges.
Okay.
And this, when I came, there was no ANR, attestation de non-redevance, meaning tax fines like this.
Okay.
There were a company that were making more than 5 billion losses in two exercises.
Okay.
So I was thinking, okay, let's take this as an opportunity.
Okay.
And in fact, I was not thinking. I was thinking just to solve the problems one by one.
Okay.
Just go through them and try to find solution, quick solution. And I didn't really have the time to think, because it's whether you strive, you succeed, you go out from the flood or from, or you just die with them, you know.
All right.
So we decided to strive. We did the restructuration. Okay. It was not that easy, you know. You were saying about challenges. Imagine how to fire half of the company. Okay. So we need a lot of, but we say when we want something, we need to choose. Either I want to please people, or you want to be the businessman and to think about figures and saving companies. Okay. And that's what the decision I have taken. That was a very difficult moment, because not all the employees were keen to save the company, because a lot of were self-centered, wanted to keep things for themselves, all the advantages, bad practices. So we needed to fight all this and to say to them, stop, now the rule has changed. It's over, okay? And this is not easy. I'm characterizing this in maybe 2-3 minutes, but I can tell you to bring a company from a very difficult financial situation to a very profitable one is not an easy job.
All right. Now, do you think, Linda, that the environment where we are is hostile to women?
More or less. Hostile, I wouldn't really say hostile, but then, of course,
you think it's friendly? You want me to put the word friendly?
Not maybe not friendly, but I would say everything being equal, just like Serene is saying, it's like you have a job to do, or you have a problem to fix. Whether a woman or a man, you must, push forward and get that done. The environment being hostile or not, you have an objective to meet. You have to put everything necessary, all the skills that you need, all the efforts that you need to make sure that you attain your goals. Personally, I have had to manage government relations for one of my companies, and I know exactly how tough it could be. A woman having to manage government relations at that level. Each time you come around, it's like, what are you coming to do? Are you sure you can go through this? These are some of the kind of, messages that I would get from.
You even tell that others had done it.
Others had done it before.
What are you bringing as change?
But again, because of course I knew exactly what I had to achieve as goals in 6 months and a year. I put the plan in place, put the right team in place, and of course use all the networks I had. Most of this network being the mill that we feel we're collaborating. At the end of the day, when they are able to figure out exactly what you want to do and how they can support, yes, of course they would support, and I got the kind of. It was tough, but I had to find my way through.
Now, Claire, do you like mind a lot of what people say about you?
I tend not to listen to rubbish. It doesn't bother me really. If they say, "Oh, she's such a horrible teacher. She's so mean to us," I'm not mean to them. Okay. I do things for a reason. If they need to be kept back after school for a certain reason, they have to do it. It's
because you might be subjected to a lot of criticism, a lot of people pressure, and a lot. That's why I'm asking of, do you really mind of what people say? Do you even listen to them?
I listen to
it,
but
if you listen, what do you do?
If I listen to it, but it's not going to affect how I'm going to do things.
So what's your strategy?
So I have my list, I have my plan of where we need to go, and I have my route on how to get there. I work with my team so we know where we're going.
Let me ask the same question to Serene. Do you mind what people say about you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They said, during the restructuring, they said I'm racist, I'm Islamophobic, where I'm Muslim. They said horrible things about me, So they say, dogs, comment dire, en français, les chiens aboient, la caravane passe. Meaning, you trace your way, you move forward, you don't care about what they are saying. For me, I have an objective. Nobody will stop me.
So whatever they say about you, you don't mind? You don't mind at all?
Only one thing could really stop me. Only God. Death. That's all. But as long as I'm alive, I will fight, and I will continue my work.
So to you,
unstoppable. Unstoppable.
All right. Linda, do you mind about what people say about you?
Just like the both of them say, I really don't care. If you want to keep listening to what people are saying about you, you're never going to achieve your goals. You know, you have a plan, you have your roadmap, you have a team in place. Just focus and move there. Because people would always say things. That you have to be very sure. And again, of course, because we are the woman, more things would even be said. And sometimes some of the things coming even from our own, you know, sisterhood.
That's what I wanted to ask. That's what I wanted to say.
You know,
especially when you get the criticisms more from the woman.
From the woman, it becomes even more delicate, like you're saying. But then again, it shouldn't be a problem. Like I said before, as women, what we should do is try to hold one another's hand and to move forward. Because at the end of the day, we all have a goal. We want to win. If you're working in agriculture, the thing is about achieving the goal. So saying it or not saying it, just come together and do it and move forward.
All right, Serene?
I was laughing because I met with some very important men. They were meeting, you know, because of the need to claim about, you know, the situation, the economic situation, the Greece, of course. So I was saying to that man, okay, so this is maybe the 10th meeting we are organizing. So what is the outcome so far? I said, okay, Serene, we are here to speak about the means. Results? We are not accountable. I say, if I will say this to my boss, we are just speaking about the means and the ways, okay, and no results, long time they would have stopped me from my job.
Exactly.
So it doesn't speak anything.
And other point I want to say is that a woman, to be in a management on a leadership position, on a leader position, it will take her 10,000 times effort more than a man.
Okay.
This is not because we have so many challenges. When I was nominated for Sierra Leone, it was Ebola time. 9 men had refused the position. When I was very happy, this Cameroon position finally, I saw the affiliate. It was the affiliate that was nobody in the current company accepted it. So I was coming from abroad, so I didn't have the full picture, you know. And then you see that the challenge, because when the person that hired me, he told me, I knew that you will do it. I said, come on, the three guys before me, all the 10 guys didn't. And that is the truth. If you will really, if they will give you something, be sure that you will have 10 times, 1,000 times more challenges than a man.
All right.
Okay? Don't lie to each other. To be women in a position of manager, minister, very high position in the country in general or in the world. I'm wondering what were the challenges of Angela Merkel? What were the challenges of these big ladies? You know, because they are there, but I think that they have taken so many. They have survived so many challenges. They have strived. They have fought to be where they are.
Which means you're trying to tell women now that challenges are always there. They try to surmount the challenges. And if you're a female leader, you should know that it's the challenges that the man face, you face your own double, because there are lots of thorns on your way. They should know how you surmount them. You need to be there. You need to work harder. That's work day and night in order to surmount those challenges. That's what we are talking about here, because there are women that when they have the first problem, they're like. And I want to ask you, Linda, do you ever feel like abandoning at one point?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
It could get that difficult, but again, it's all about reaching my goals. There are moments.
But have you had any moments when you feel like
there are moments
let it go?
Yes, there are moments as a woman where you would break down and say, but like this is too tough for me. I would let it go. But then is that what I really want to do? Is that what I want to do? I said no, that's not what I want to do. I want to achieve. So those moments would come, just like any other woman or any other person would feel like there's a bad moment, tough fights from your male colleagues, tough fights from collaborators, tough fights from even the job itself could be as hard as it is, but then I would I always have this thing about rising up.
All right.
You could make mistakes.
And what do you
like
do to rise up?
Person.
When you make those mistakes, how do you do it?
It's all the confidence. It's all my determination, the determination to achieve my goal. I would rise up and I say, you have to get there. That's the spirit. And that's what I try to inculcate in all my young people, whether they are my kids or whether they are my young collaborators, male or female. You must be able to rise up each time you fall.
All right.
And get there.
Claire, Lupita, is it the same with you?
Yes. If you're just going to give up at the first hurdle, what's the point? You have to keep going. There's
But
no
you've had
point.
moments, right?
Yeah, everybody has those moments, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna. There's like no part of me that would say, okay, I'm done. There's no part of me that would ever do.
And what do you do? What's the strategy you put in place? How do you try to innovate? How do you try to go through this?
To stop from just walking out the door.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna walk out the door. So I have to have that balance, the work and the home life balance. So if I don't have that, then it will get too much. So you have to make sure that you have that network of people around you who are going to support you and build you up if those moments are bad.
All right, let me have this. Let me put this in place. If you have a team, and you dedicate work to your team, and you give a deadline, it is not done, and that particular work is needed to push the company to another level, and it's not done. Now you feel like you have pressure on you, and you just feel like it is done. You're doing it. So what do you do at that moment?
No, then
sometimes you shut the door.
No, you have to address the issues
no?
with your team. You have to address the issues with your team. You have to find out what the reason is that the work is delayed. And then you say, okay, how can I help? So yeah.
All right, Serene, have you had any bad moments? Like you feel like I can't do it anymore. It's done.
For now, no, because I'm a very positive person. But I think that I know what I like. I know what I dislike. And at a certain age and at a certain position, you cannot accept things, For sure, I will abandon if they will ask, if things will be against my values, against my integrity, against my principle, then I will stop.
Right.
But because I want to stop, because this is against a certain threshold of my value that I cannot accept. This is very important. So for me, value, integrity, anti-bribery, anti-corruption, ethical value are not negotiable.
All right. Now, when you think that you're failing, Linda, what do you quickly do? See that things are going wrong.
I'm not
going right. Even your business,
in
your, at your job site, in your company, what do? You see that things are going, the company is like, the nose is on the ground.
You get back to the board. You get back to the board with your team. Bring the team together. What are the issues that are not working? Why are we having these issues? What can we fix?
Okay.
What are the new things that we can to think together? Because like I said again, a good leader, a visionary leader should be one that should, come out from this aha moment. You cannot stay in that solo space alone. It's never going to work well. Right. It's not working because maybe some things are not going right, or maybe your ideas are not working as a leader. What can I do? I get out of the box.
All right.
Get out of the box. Talk to other people in your network. Sometimes talk to your team. Talk to other people around. How can we fix it? I have a real problem and we need to find a solution. So it's only in that kind of collaboration, in that space with your team, that you can be able to think, brainstorm, come up with possible solutions, and then to find something right to implement. All
right, now let's take the example of someone who has a call box, or a woman who has her groundnut stable at the roadside, and she wants, like, at one moment she feels like skilling out, she's like, she can't make it again. I want you to talk to someone like that. Is it possible that she could always push through?
Yes, she can push through, and exactly I like that point, because a whole part of me has been working with communities, working with women, supporting women, corporate social responsibility, making sure that, we can create impact. And leaving my space, as a corporate person, and feeling the needs or the difficulties that these people are going through is what I really like. So it's all about the coaching, the mentorship, the support, emotional support. Sometimes those women or that woman with that, plate of granite has problems beyond just that granite. I want to find out what's going on. Why are you giving up? And to encourage, to talk to them, to mentor, to coach, to talk to them, and to find ways how you could support them. Sometimes it's not just about me personally. By the time you speak to someone like that, you'll be able to find out exactly what are some of the actions you can put in place? Who are some of the other stakeholders you can bring together to help her come out from that problem?
All right.
So I think this whole sharing and bonding and trying to find out how people feel, no matter how low they are, bringing together the suits and the roots to understand issues that are of common interest is key, and to see how, to help people like that.
Now, Claire Peter, when you feel like you're down there, where do you tap your energy from?
From my children.
Okay.
I have 4 of my own and then 200 in my school, so they keep me energetic. They keep me young. They're always talking to me, telling me their new favorite slang words or their favorite pieces of gossip, so that helps me a lot.
That helps you a lot to rebuild.
Yeah, to build the energy,
You're down there.
At any one time, there's always at least 4 or 5 students in my office. They just come in and have their daily chats.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Serene, where do you tap your energy from when you're so down there?
Nature,
and you're a low spirit.
Nature, the ocean, being in contact, full contact with the nature, meaning swimming, being in very beautiful places. And I have my first and only love, I think, in my life is my dad. So that for me is a source of inspiration. And he will just 2 words of him and finish. I will jump again and go and fight again.
People might think that you don't have role models. Do you have a role model? Do you have people you look up to when you're so down there that you turn to, or you have a support system?
Role model, yes. I have very big ladies. I love Angela Merkel. I respect a lot this lady, who has achieved a lot. Very simple, very reserved, very smart, very wise. And yes, she's my role model.
Linda?
I tap energy from my immediate family, my kids, my husband, my mother. I also do meditate a lot when it gets really very tough for me. I meditate and I, like I tell the children, you speak out only positive things.
Okay.
I speak, positive things to myself. They haven't happened, but I know they're happening, and so I tell myself those things over and over again. Yes, of course, I do have role models. One person that I really admire, Oprah Winfrey. Another person, one of the professors in the Harvard Business School, Linda Hill, who was my name. She does a lot of work on leadership and innovation, and somebody I follow very closely. I think she does.
We're trying to tell women that it's good to have a role model. It's good to have someone that can always turn behind. When you see that person, you get inspiration, you get motivated. So, do you have a role model?
My mom, obviously, the first woman.
Is a role model?
Yeah. And
apart from your mom, you have anyone that has impacted society that you always look up to or you always refer to?
At school, my role model was my design technology teacher. She was the only girl in the department, so she really formed that route for me to go into that sort of career. And I love Beyonce.
All right. Yeah. Now, do you think that the problem of the girl child today starts from the family? Serene, the education of the girl child. So we're talking about leadership. Do you think that parents at the base don't educate their children sufficiently that you too can be a leader tomorrow? You need to work hard, that you don't groom the girl child sufficiently. Serene?
I think that the family is just the start of the education, the basis of the values, the education. In general, family is very important, but it will build only 50% of this education. You will have the basis, but the challenges, the person will shape the woman will shape her personality based on the different challenges she's getting in life. And I started this when I started living by myself in Canada, having challenges one after one, and managing situation because I was by myself. And when you are alone, you will have, sometimes you take the right decisions, sometimes you take not the right ones, and then you will correct gradually yourself, you will change position. Even sometimes you will think about the education you got. Some of them are wrong, maybe advices, and you will change them.
Okay.
So you will shape your education and shape your future based on the challenges, the experience you are living when you are by yourself.
Now, Linda, do you think the right values are impacted at the base, at the level of the family? Because
yes,
most people
course.
think that the problem starts from there.
Yes, of course. It starts from the family. That's the foundation. It's from the family. But like Serene is saying, it goes beyond the family as children begin to leave home, to live in the society, to interact with other people. Different things would happen. And of course, the sensitization needs to go, beyond about, this gender equality issue needs to go beyond the family state, right from childhood. Okay, but then you leave and you go to school. What is the school doing? Maybe the school is doing it right. You have other kids or other young people coming from different backgrounds and different communities who probably did not go through those things that you're being taught about, making sure that, the boy child and the girl child have equal rights. And so yes, it's a family, but the sensitization should go beyond the family, beyond the schools, right to the grassroots, right to the grassroots. Government should ensure, I'm sure, through the ministries that are in charge, whether ministries of youth or the Ministry of Women and Family and Empowerment, should make sure that this discussion goes beyond.
Now, Claire Peter, what do you think needs to be done in order to keep women or believe so that companies, lots of enterprises there, believe in women and put them at that top position? What is needed to be done?
Yeah, I think it all starts with education. They need to know that there is avenues of support for them. So like Serene says, she has her foundations with the Women's Day where she had the entrepreneurs and given them the information that they needed. But we also need to let our children know, just because you're a girl doesn't mean you just have to be a mum. You can be a doctor, you can be a racing car driver. At my school, we had a careers event, and we had singers, footballers, doctors, bankers, all come to talk to our students. And the students that ask the most questions are the girls. They don't want to just be stuck at home. They want to be out there. They want to be productive. They want to be at the top of their goals.
Now, Claire, I want you to look at the camera and address the women out there. Tell them exactly what you want them to hear.
Hello, everyone. My advice is to set your goals, believe in yourself, and just keep learning. Learning never stops, and you need that education to help you strive and go forward.
Serene, look at your camera. You tell the women out there what exactly they have to hear if they want to be like you, because you're a role model to millions of women in Africa and the world at large.
Okay. So I will say, believe in yourself. Trust your capabilities. Be self-confident. If you will fail, have the boldness to stand up again for succeeding. Show them what the women can do. I think this is possible. Nothing is easy. You will have a lot of challenges. Sometimes you will feel down, okay? But take the time, the courage, the bravery to succeed, to strive, and to thrive again to succeed. This is possible. It happened for me. It can happen for you.
All right. Thank you, Serene. Linda, the last message to women out there.
To all the beautiful women out there, young girls, young women, this is your time. There is always a time for everything, and this is your time. You can make it through self-confidence, through continuous learning, through networks. Look for mentors. You can do it. Just get the right support system, the right ecosystem, people from whom you can learn, people from whom you can ask questions, and do not be worried if you fail. What is difficult is when you fail and refuse to learn from your mistakes. So make the mistakes you can make, but of course learn from those mistakes and move forward. You are today, you are tomorrow, and of course together we are stronger as women. Stick on to other women who have made it, get their experiences, learn from them, and of course success is only what awaits you.
Thank you so much, women, for coming. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sure I'm going to have you some other time again, because it's always good to have you share your experience with millions of women out there who think they have completely lost confidence in themselves. They think they can't do it. Right now, after watching the program, I know you can do it. You just need to believe in yourself, believe in whatever you do. You can start from anywhere. You need to have your baby steps and climb the ladder and be at the top. We're talking about women and leadership, and we're talking about the power of women leaders. Thanks so much for watching the program. Stay tuned to Canal International.